President Cyril Ramaphosa last night announced a further easing of lockdown regulations under Level 3, allowing for more sectors of the economy to reopen, including, of course, the beauty industry, sit-down restaurants, hotels, conference centres, movie theatres, among them. Let's hear how these new regulations are going to affect events, expos and conference. And we're joined by Projeni Pather from the Association of African Exhibition Organisers. And, of course, you also speak for eventing in this country, Projeni. The President mentioned conferences, but I didn't hear a mention of exhibitions. Could you tell us what the latest is on both of those?
Yes, absolutely. We were really excited at first that the mention of conferences and events. It is a start to our industry, and I think it's a positive start to the reopening of our industry. Conferences and events form part of our exhibitions. We understand that exhibitions are large scale, and we slowly need to build confidence. And I think it's a positive note in the right direction for the reopening of business events and conferences as it stands.
All right, so if we're talking conferencing, very often these events showcase international people in person coming to talk about really important matters. And as you say, they are large in nature because it's often a networking opportunity. So what are the thinkings around how to actually keep the magic of these conferences without endangering anyone's health?
Well, we've been working for the past few months now on an event safety protocol, and the event safety protocol has been we put it together with the South African Event Council that we're founding members of. So the event protocol will assist all conferences and any event of any nature. Now, we feel very comfortable in that because it will allow an event of any scale, in terms of whether it's small or large. Conference obviously can start on a smaller scale. Yes, we've got international visitors that normally attend, and obviously with our borders closed, that makes it a little bit more difficult for that to happen, which is why we're looking at doing hybrid events. But I think it's a positive note for us to be able to start right now. We need to be able to build and develop the confidence of corporate South Africa and business and consumers in South Africa before we can fully reopen again. So we're excited about this small step, and we know that we will be able to do it safely because we're very accountable and very safely guided industry as a whole. So we have many protocols in place that we want to instill.
Is your understanding that the mention of conferences includes exhibitions?
Unfortunately not. Look, we still need a lot of clarity, and we've had lots of questions being shot at us today. We're waiting for the minister's response in terms of the media briefing, in terms of how businesses will be able to host conferences and events going forward. There's so many unanswered questions in terms of dates that we can reopen and start these smaller events. We know that venues are very excited to be open now as well, and we'll be able to provide them with business. And we hope to see some inclination of events starting very soon. But again, we need that timeline. We also need capacity guidelines. What is the numbers we're allowed to? We know that a mass gathering at the moment of 50 people maximum is allowed. But in terms of, if you look at conferences, you can have 50 people at any given time, which means you could run multiple sessions in a day, which means obviously that can add up to quite a few people in a day. But always safety first, and that's the motto of our industry. We put people's safety first, and when we get to exhibitions, we foresee, due to the expansive nature of exhibitions and the expansive halls that we host our exhibitions in, which conferences are hosted within as well, there we see us being able to host at least 300 people at any given time. But baby steps. We know that we will get there. We know that it is a step in the right direction. And I think our event safety protocols is what is carrying us through. We haven't waited for government to give us instruction. We've taken the documents from the World Health Organization. We've looked at government safety protocols, and we have adapted it to formulate even stricter guidelines for us.
All right, thank you so much, Projeni Pather. Lots of work being done behind the scenes, baby steps, as you say, but positive news on the opening up of conferences, but not exhibitions as yet. Of course, Projeni speaks for the SA Events Council, and she's also from the Association of African Exhibition Organisers.